It's time for another tale from the glass-guarded world. Ashley plays Teradane, the human fighter. Josh is Zartok, the tiefling wizard, and Gaston, the rogue and bard. Jessica is Coral Petrichor, the Genasi druid. Mama Sass, the half-orc bard and barbarian. And Sylphonia, the summoned Pegasus. Chris plays Aster Fortuna, the half-drow rogue and bard extraordinaire. We've explored Aster's amazing abode and had a long, relaxing rest. Now, it's time to start the attack on the city of Arta Laravella. Our mission to sneak into the city and destroy a huge creature known as a Great Old Master before it bursts and provides young Neogi reinforcements. Yes, it's disgusting, but we're heroes. We don't shy away from doing the dangerous, the difficult, or the disgusting. Well, maybe Zartok does.
As expected, the army reaches the walls of Arta Laravella the next day. The city stands at the foot of some modest mountains, its walls running thick and tall from around the side of one mountain, around to the main gate, and then going on to abut another mountain. Enormous trees protrude from above the walls, their branches curving and curling to form platforms for spelljammers to dock. When Zartok last saw the trees, they were healthy with golden bark and green leaves, but now they appear to be dying. Outside your large tent, at the foot of your spelljammer, one of Lavarian's lieutenants, a cheerful gnome, walks up and begins, first he looks inside the tent and doesn't see anyone in there. And then he looks at the ship, kind of looks around, looking confused, and says, good morning. Wakey, wakey, it's get up time. In fact, it's the 3rd of Mythelvine done, the flowers are blooming, the wind is fair, and the assault begins soon. DM's note. The timeline here is a bit confused. It sounds like they went straight from the day they met Lavarian to being with the army at the city walls the next day, but that's not what I intended to convey. Rather, think of them as meeting Lavarian and attending the council meeting on their first day, then spending 2 days traveling inland with the army as it fights its way forward. Then the evening of that second day of travel, they rest in Aster's amazing abode, and then the following morning, the morning we're listening to here, the assault on the city begins. Sorry about the confusion.
Zartok is out there and goes, oh, right, yeah. I'll give him 1 second, and then he will go inside Aster's amazing Adobe. And
Abode?
Adobe.
Abode. Is it Adobe? Maybe
sorry,
it is.
Abode. And it gets everybody.
So everybody comes out, and the gnome waits patiently once you have exited the mansion, and he has your attention. He says, I've been asked to convey some reminders. You're supposed to find and destroy a Great Old Master, which is a massive mound of flesh, probably kept in a large building such as a temple or warehouse. Any havoc you can wreak while you're there would also be helpful. The army's attack will provide a distraction, which should make your task easier. But if you should fail, we would greatly appreciate it if you would go out in a blaze of glory in order to provide a distraction for the army. Any questions?
I assume I can't bring my Pegasus?
That depends on where you're teleporting to. You should ask your wizard, who is handling your teleport, whether there's room for a Pegasus.
Well, Zartok, if we're sneaking around, do you think the Pegasus, would draw too much attention?
Tara is nodding.
But I don't know, maybe there's a situation where we would want that to happen. Okay, so I can bring along 8 of us. I don't know if we want to bring along that many, but that could include your Pegasus, sure.
Hold on. It's not like using Find Familiar. I don't think I can put her in a pocket dimension.
Who are you bringing?
Are we bringing everybody? Or are we not?
Yeah, are we bringing?
Well, what we do with the spelljammers, we're going to trust everyone to leave them alone?
That's a good question.
We'll definitely leave Silverhigh behind.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's He's a great guy to stay behind.
Let's be honest, Anson and Carlos especially, they will not survive this if we bring them.
Yeah, they're not coming.
All right. What about Lumpin?
Lumpin can stay behind.
He can fly the ship if it becomes necessary.
Okay. You've been asked if you would be willing to provide the ship or to use the ship to help fight off enemy spelljammers, but you are not required to do so.
It would just be tough.
So you just want Lumpin to keep the ship here and fly it away if necessary. That's the plan.
What do we think? We want them to, if they supply the crew, Lumpin could be the pilot, and
Lumpin is not the best pilot.
I think he's pretty good.
And we're also risking permanently losing our ship, which is...
You actually brought 2 ships.
That's true. Zartok, you've been manning that ship, so that would be a decision for you.
I'm not going to be there to do anything. Not really my call.
We could keep our main ship and send in the little one with the expressed plan that it would retreat if facing heavy casualty.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so you want to use your Lance ship, is your suggestion, with Lumpin flying it?
There's some awkward silence there.
Yeah.
Tara, what do you think? Just split us up. You're on the character selection screen, the party selection screen. Just do it.
Is there anyone else who can even fly it? Like, do they have someone in their army who can fly the ship other than Lumpin?
They don't have Spelljammer pilots, no.
Okay, so then Lumpin is our only other option.
Look at that executive decision making. Very good.
Yeah, so if they have use for the dart ship, then Lumpin can fly that. We will let them know that he is not the most skilled pilot, so they probably don't want to do any incredible heroic vault, barrel roll, anything. However, he can maybe be useful in quickly transporting things, or I don't know.
Okay.
Or artillery or something. Siege weapons.
Yeah, could we just use him as a supply ship who brings reinforcements to the ships in the air and then flies back down?
They don't have any ships in the air.
Oh, we're the only ones, that's right. Ugh.
Yes.
That's risky to send. I don't want to.
It's a dart ship. It's okay.
But we might...
It can if they have a use for it, Lumpin will gladly assist.
But what happens to Lumpin if he gets hurt?
You you do that little reassemble magic thing.
Mending.
Little canter mending, yeah. We mending him.
Okay.
So Lumpin is agreeable to that, and Ansna and Garlos and Silvereye can take charge of a crew to man that ship, if that's what you'd like to do.
Excellent. Obviously, Zartok, Aster, Coral, Team A. Are we able to bring Gaston and Mama Sass as well? Because I would be willing to bring them.
Normally, I prefer that you, for most situations, only have one PC, and you choose which one you want to use.
If we cannot bring them, then they can stay and man Corellin's needle.
Okay.
Or something. I don't know. I don't think Gaston wants to go fight. Mama Sass might want to go fight, but...
She loves to fight. She also likes shooting ballista. Half a dozen either way.
I am Gaston the assassin. Of course I want to go. So maybe we could bring Gaston, but he won't be part of the main mission. He can sneak off and cause problems.
He could do another thing, sure.
He's got
That's
invisibility,
true.
He's got really high stealth. He can be helpful in another way. Or do nothing.
Okay.
But not tell anyone. Whatever.
All right.
You made me snort.
You, I guess, all get together. What's required for casting teleport?
Yeah, this is a big spell.
Let me get with Coral first, and then we're going to come up with do a thing first, I think. Coral, can you be a bird again? Remember when we did the, what was that city called where you got your godhood from? Fifeness, that's it. Let's do...
I can be a bird, but it's going to limit some options for me later if I do it now.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
We could use Sylphonia.
That's going to be a lot more...
No, we don't want to do that. That's a little obvious.
This is true.
I can conjure up some animals.
No, so here's the thing. I'm going to use, arcane eye spell and scout out potential locations so that way we know sort of where they could be. I was hoping you could be an animal and open up windows because the eye can't open things to get inside of buildings.
If we're willing to go in there and then rest if we're willing to do this and then let me rest for a little while, I'm okay with that. But I'm I'm losing some big stuff if I go in as a bird now.
Okay. What's the resting? Like 8-hour resting or?
Roughly an hour. A short nap, if you will.
Well, let's not risk it because we don't know for sure what would happen. So let me just use it, and we get the information we get, and be happy with it.
Okay, so you're sending an arcane eye into the city?
Yeah, we're gonna send it in there, and he's gonna, to the best of his ability, search buildings that might meet the requirements, and to determine which one is housing the giant egg cocoon thing.
You search around. Let me see if there would be any protections that would try to stop an arcane eye.
On the up and up, if I do a wild shape now, I won't be able to do a elemental shape later, because I need both of my wild shapes to do that.
Totally get it. Yeah, totally understand.
And the elementals are my backup for when I start getting low on health.
Could we bring Sylphonia and have Papa Gaston hang out with her? Or is that too much? I can leave her on the Corellian's needle also.
Well, what if you what if you need to fly for whatever reason? Fly away, maybe. Something's going wrong, and you gotta get away.
Asta, darling, I would just hate to be separated from you, but I will, of course, do whatever you wish. But my desire is always to be with you.
Let me check your stealth.
It's probably bad.
You actually have a +2. Not bad.
Well, that's actually better than I would have expected. Big horse.
Okay. All right. Tara, you're the captain. Please. What do you think? I feel more comfortable with Sylphonia, but I also understand how illogical that might sound in terms of sneaking through a city.
Aster, we are sneaking through a city. You cannot expect to bring your Pegasus if we need to be sneaky.
I know. Oh, I know what I'll do. Sylphonia, could you stay close to the city's borders, within a mile from me?
Yes, I would be happy to do that, Asta. Whatever you desire.
It's just so I can maintain communication with you if I need you. We might get disconnected. There might be some bad reception in the area. It might be helpful to have you at least close by in case we would need you. Just, keep a low profile. Don't let them spot you.
I will do my very best for you, Asta.
All right. Because we're friends, right?
Well, obviously we are friends. I don't know what would make you say such a thing. I adore you, dear Asta. You just make the funniest jokes sometimes.
Nice. I love you too. All right, let's go.
Zartok, you cast Arcane Eye. Now, there's an army setting up before the walls. Where are you sending this eye? You're sending it just straight over the wall and into the city?
Yeah.
You send this arcane eye up over the wall into the city. The walls are manned with a few humanoids, quite a few Neogi and Umber Hulks. And as you go over the wall and down into the city, you can see that there is a bustle of activity all around. There are people moving crates and boxes and barrels from place to place. Many of them seem to be moving in the direction of the Spelljammer port, and in fact you can see that there are materials being moved up the trees and into some of the giant spidery ships that are docked at the Spelljammer port. You can see that there are teams of slaves that are being forced to pull carts around. They don't seem to have any horses in the city. And you can see there are a lot of pirates and slavers. Many of them just seem to be sort of lounging around. Some of them are getting ready to move things onto ships or getting ready to do something else. You're not sure what. But you begin looking around with your arcane eye. You can see the noble section of the city up against the mountains on the northwest side of the city. And that includes, you can see the manor that Zartok was previously in, where he got Corellian's needle.
Whoa.
The Nemora Manor. So you can see that's over there as well. Where are you going to look with this arcane eye to try to find a place where you think these great old masters might be?
So you mentioned potentially large buildings, temples,
right?
Big government buildings.
So there's a temple district, there's a warehouse district, There are separate temples. So, for example, there's also a temple over in the government district. There's a temple to sort of all the gods there. Where do you want to start?
Can I do some kind of knowledge check on the Neogi to get like an idea of where they might have set up somebody, like the Great Old Master, like inside or something like that, just to figure out what they might do? It's probably going to be a huge DC, but that's all right.
Huge.
You could try... I was going to think you could try a history check.
Okay. 19. Yeah, I mean, you agree that they would probably put them in some sort of large building. It would probably be a building they wouldn't use for something else, right? So a warehouse is probably some place where they could store things or people. So they would probably use some kind of building that they wouldn't be using for something else. So a massive meeting hall or a temple, right, seems more likely than a warehouse. I will pass that information on to Zartok so that he can take that into account.
So Zartok's sitting like crisscross applesauce, and his eyes are white because his brain is in like an eyeball floating around the city. And
I thought his eyes were black all the way around.
Yeah, but when he casts a spell, his eyes
they
change.
turn white. Okay.
And also, they would do that anyway as a cool like I'm no longer here effect. So then Zartok says to Coral, "Hey, thanks, Coral. That's really smart. That sounds like something the goddess of wisdom would say." And he winks. So, Mike, what? So that was really good information. What? So not warehouses. What looks to be like a very defensible building.
Yeah.
So maybe not the warehouse section. If it's closer to the Spelljammer port, because that's where more to the center of the city, away from the walls. Maybe that's something where they would do it.
Yeah, so closer to the center of the city is that government district that I mentioned. There's a large like meeting hall there. There's also a temple to, well, you know, it used to be a temple to the Seldarine, who are the Elven Pantheon. Of course, it's probably not being used for that now. You could go check out the meeting hall. There's also a royal throne room that was really large and could probably, now Zartok's never been there, but could probably house those creatures as well.
Okay, he'll start around that area. Maybe which one's the most useless? Neogi don't really need meetings, right? They don't have like safety meetings in the morning before they go to work.
Probably not, no.
So maybe we'll check out the largest meeting hall that looks defensible, and then maybe that throne room, because it's not like it would be very interesting to have the creature in the throne room, right? It's kind of like an in-your-face bad guy symbolism there.
Sure. Yeah. So you fly to the meeting hall. The doors are ajar, and you see that there are Neogi leaving the meeting hall with papers. They're actually wheeling out carts with papers, and you're not sure what it is, probably some sort of business documents.
Oh, they're shredding the papers before the FBI shows up. Yeah, totally makes sense.
Yeah, the building does appear to be in use. There is a large space inside, but it looks like they have been using it for conducting business of some kind.
Okay, what about the throne room? We zip on over the throne room.
Yeah, so you go to the throne room, and the throne room has been converted into a giant mess hall. They've moved in some long tables, and there's all sorts of food, and there are Neogi in here scarfing down this food as fast as they can. And then there's a throne at the head of the room that has just been pushed over. It's just been knocked over against the ground and is totally being ignored. It looks like there are Neogi grabbing a bite while they can. And what they're eating is really unpleasant, and let's not go into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the temple?
All right, so you fly over to the temple. The arcane eye flies over the temple. There are, just like all over the city, there are some Umber Hulks standing guard outside the doors of the temple. This temple is a stone edifice. It has glass windows in the sides. There's a Neogi standing outside, standing guard with the Umber Hulks, and you take the arcane eye up to the windows. It's dark inside, but you can see a large mound of pulsating flesh.
Juicy. Okay.
Third time's the charm, I suppose.
Dark inside. So now I know this is the spot. Let me do a good 360 walk around.
Okay.
Looking for entry points, looking for maybe a spot we could just teleport to directly if Zartok hangs out there for a bit.
You want to teleport inside the building or outside the building or
He's
what?
looking for good spots to potentially do that. If you can get inside right next to the thing, I think that would be fantastic. But it sounds like maybe the eye can't get into that space easily. So.
You don't think you can actually get it inside, but... you know what? Can you?
It's pretty small. It can fit into quite a small space, but it's not like
it can fit through a gap of 1 inch. You don't see an opening with the door that you think it could fit through. Maybe there's some other opening somewhere that you could fit it through. There's no chimney or anything.
Surely after all this time, there's some broken windows.
Yeah, sure. Let's say there's a broken window that
Jessica
you
to
can
the rescue.
have it sail through.
Nice.
Yeah, so you send this arcane eye in through a window. You look around the room. In fact, I am going to go ahead and activate this scene and drop Zartok into it.
Ooh.
I just got scared, you guys.
That's cool.
It's like the wizard complex all over again. I don't like it.
Oh, no.
Can you see anything?
Oh, I see the things. I see things. What is this?
That is a great mound of flesh. It looks like the Neogi you've seen before, except this thing is huge. Mechanically huge. It's 15 feet across. Its neck is flailing about, and that weird head is opening and closing on the end of that neck. It looks like it's in agony, and it's just flopping around on the floor there. It can barely move. It looks like it could move just really slowly across the floor if it wanted to, but mostly it's just flopping around. And what's even crazier is there's another one to the north.
Wow. I have the heebie-jeebies pretty bad, you guys.
There's also an Umber Hulk standing guard at a window, and then there are 2 Neogi in here looking bored.
Okay. Zartok will explain the room a bit. You know,
How many Umber Hulks and Neogi were outside the door?
You want to go look outside?
Wait, he already looked outside. Right?
Yeah, I'm going to carry his little his little token outside.
What's happening to me? Yep. So there's 2 Umber Hulks outside the door with 1 Neogi. Inside there was 2 Neogis with 1 Umber Hulk, I believe, plus 2 of the giant fleshy monstrosities.
3 Umber Hulk, 3 Neogi, 2 terrible, terrible flesh monsters.
Yep.
Okay.
Zartok found it. He'll study this, Mike, until I don't know what you think is reasonable, until this is seen casually at least, maybe not very familiar. I don't know what it would require for this teleport spell to become very familiar with a location.
Very familiar is a place you've been often, a place you have carefully studied, or a place you can see when you cast the spell.
Okay, I don't know if carefully studied is possible right now, but
well, if you leave your arcane eye running, then you are actually seeing it when you cast the spell. So you could, if you want to leave your arcane eye up while you cast the spell, because teleport's not a concentration spell, then you could use very familiar. Now, if you want to let the arcane eye go so you can cast some other spells, maybe some sorts of buffs or something, then I would probably bump it down to seen casually, unless you want to take a lot of time to study the room, the area carefully.
So what do you guys think about this? So I've seen a room. I can study it more carefully. I can leave the spell running and put us in there right now. The spell doesn't last all day, so we would have to make this decision. Other option is I can take the eye outside and look for other things we can do inside the city to cause a ruckus. But I think our most important target is taking this out.
That's our mission.
Okay. Maybe once we get inside and want to cause a ruckus, it's just chaos. We just start messing things up the first thing we see, and it's not very organized at that point.
Yeah. I think it sounds like we have to do the mission, so I don't know, create a ruckus might be a good plan.
And if we start from the outside, we can maybe take out those 2 Umber Hulks and the Neogi outside before messing with everything inside. But chances are it's all going to happen at once.
We may sound an alarm and bring others in too, that's the risk.
It's true.
But if we sneak in, we might raise an alarm still, and then those outside will rush in, so we're facing everybody.
We could, deal with what we can. We teleport inside, deal with what we can, and then If we can't handle something, then we just teleport away or escape or do whatever.
If we can all get to me, then oh, never mind. I don't have plane shift anymore. I got rid of it. Never mind.
Okay. So what's the decision then?
I think I am studying the room as much as possible to count.
Okay. Zartok, why don't you move your token to where you want to teleport into that room?
Oh, sweet baby Zeus. See, this is what I was talking about on Tales of Bob. The responsibility of the spellcaster is just stressful. You know, I'm so glad we play this on a weekend, because if it's like after work, I'm just be like, whatever, guys, you guys are getting ported in. I'm feeling. All right, what do you guys want to do? You want to just appear right next to one in the back? So here's the arrangement. It's about 80 feet long, horizontally. It's kind of rectangle shape.
It's about 75. Here, why don't I read I've got a description here. I'll read it.
Hold on, I'm going to read you guys some block text.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll just give you the basics now. Yeah. So it's 75 feet long. It's 50 feet wide. It's an enormous empty space.
There you go. There's one flesh-eating monster at the top part of it. There's another one sort of in the middle, but close to the front door. And then the two Neogi and Umber Hulk are at the front door. So if we teleport sort of to the back, then maybe we can destroy the things as quickly as possible. If you're uncomfortable with that, maybe we can just teleport outside and work away. And
I think put our backs to a wall, but other than that, yeah.
Is there even a chance for us to sneak in, or are we going to face combat pretty quickly?
I think you're going to be fighting straight away, my friend.
So
there's this cute little fountain area that we could teleport into. That's kind of nice. And
if that's the case, regardless of what choice we make, if you're okay with it, I would bring Syl.
I just realized why they limit it to 8 people, because you have 8 squares surrounding your own square. Isn't that genius? That's so smart. That's so smart. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how many we bring in?
5, including Zartok, and 6 if you count Symphonia.
Zartok wants to summon a creature to help too. So that's okay. So Mike, that's kind of what I was thinking about, not just using bringing in one thing that can soak up some hit point damage would be helpful.
Okay.
But it could get loose and be bad. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you want to bring one of our elemental friends to help us, or is that too risky?
What happens if they get loose?
Then they kind of attack everyone. And maybe that's not so bad, because target-rich environment.
Send them away from us and it'll probably be all right.
Okay.
That would certainly cause a distraction and a blaze of fire.
Okay.
Is it an air elemental or earth or fire elemental? What are you bringing?
I would make that call. I think I might bring an earth elemental, because they have the most hit points, if that makes sense. And I just kind of want them to be a target for the baddies. My accent is slowly turning Australian.
What
Zartok
number
ends the campaign as an Aussie.
What number does that put us at on?
I think that gets
people
us
going in
right about 8.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we couldn't bring Gas in because I promised. Maybe Gasson sneaks into the city a different way, or does whatever. So who was somebody count for me? I can't see my fingers.
There's us for 5 if Symphonia is going in.
Mm-hmm.
Gaston?
Oh, yeah.
Elemental?
I don't think we're trying to bring Gaston just because of the party rules. So Gaston
if we're going straight in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
Gaston will sneak in a different way.
So
I think we're at 6 then.
All right, grab 2 extra blokes.
2 randos that look strong.
Yeah. Just tell them congratulations. You're part of Strike Team 6.
I can also conjure some animals, but they're not going to be very strong.
Hey, wait, dude! Ask a storm giant to come with us.
Oh God, that would be lovely.
Yeah, come on, let's do this big. If you're gonna do something, do it big.
Agreed.
That's hilarious.
Mike's like, no, what are you doing?
Trying to get your earth elemental thing here going.
Oh, I'm so sorry, friend. I know this is just a total pain. It looks very cool, you guys. It looks very cool. It's less scary than the giant worm that we fought.
That's it?
More scary than like most things.
An Umber Hulk?
It's more scary than Umber Hulk, mostly because it's bigger. You know, the Umber Hulks are...
Does Zartok have anything he can block the door with? I don't have any...
I think, Coral, here's the plan. You remember what we said about what we do with our feelings?
Nope. This didn't go the direction I thought it was going to go. Please continue.
Do you have a wall of stone prepared?
No, and we should have had this conversation before I prepared spells this morning.
Shoot. Okay, so let's see if I did it. No, I didn't.
Okay, I don't have anything then.
Well,
I don't have...
let Mike retcon it for. See if Mike will let you have it prepared.
Well, then I have to pick something to not have.
Because we would have like done the scouting to pick the spells, right? We're smart.
Okay, I can get...
You're the goddess of wisdom, after all, right?
I can get rid of that. If I'm allowed to have stone shape, then I do have something I'm willing to switch out.
Not stone shape.
Nope.
I think we would need
wall of stone.
Wall of stone to pull off the plan. Hold on, let me tell you. This was a combo spell that we winked.
Yeah, I stopped stalking it when Coral got mad at you.
Oh, Coral, we're best buds now.
We weren't for a little while, were we?
All right.
Wonder if Wall of Thorns is susceptible to fire. Like, will it? I mean, it's thorns, so it makes sense.
I'm guessing it would.
But that would be really cool if I could do that.
So, Coral, here's my idea. There is a gap between the two. There's a small gap between the two flesh monsters and the doorway that the others could come through. Now, certainly, they could get in through the windows on the side and then the back, but they would be scrambling to do so. My plan is we go in. Oh, but then I can't bring... Mike's working so hard on this creature, and then for me to do Wall of Fire, I wouldn't be able to do it anyway.
You want me to get rid of the creature? That'd be great. I'll get rid of the creature. What do you want me to do?
I could send the creature just flying out the doorway, and then it could just wreak havoc itself. It's just on the loose. So it wouldn't be part of the combat, Mike. It would just like flip out.
Okay.
Or get rid of the creature. It's fine. Unfortunately, concentration sucks.
Concentration sucks.
I miss the old editions where you just cast so many spells and you're way overpowered.
All right, so I'm going to leave off the Earth Elemental for now.
Okay.
And then you said you wanted to retcon some spells that you'd chosen?
Yeah, just swap out one spell that I have prepared for Wall of Stone.
Yeah, I assume that you've been discussing what spells you would use, so if you want to swap those out, that's fine.
Okay.
But after you make that change, that's it. No more swapping spells out.
No, that's
right?
fine. We're going with our plan then?
I mean, what do you think? I think it's a good idea. It controls the battlefield a bit. It doesn't guarantee it because there are some... these are windows here, Mike, right?
Correct.
I mean, I think in a desperate situation, they're going to be pouring through windows, but at the very least, it gives us maybe a few rounds of them not being part of the combat, and that's worthwhile, I think. Is Wall of Stone concentration? Or
it is. I don't like having to use my concentration on it, but that's all right. I can find other things to do.
And you wanted to try to request some people to come with you, you said, right?
Yeah, why not? We've got 2 extra spots, and or maybe 3 if I'm not bringing a friend.
They won't let you take a frost giant. They're too useful for battering the walls, but they'll send some elven warriors with you.
My dudes. All right, cool.
So 3 then. We have space for 3. Because...
Sorry, Tara. I think you left. Did you hear the plan a bit, Tara? Or are you comfortable with what we're talking about?
I think I was able to gather that we are going to rock formation the door so that they can't flood in.
Yeah, as best as possible. Now, that may not work because maybe we don't get the spells off in time and they join it and then it's too late. And at that point, it would be Coral's decision whether to execute the Feelings Box combo spell.
What's the Feelings Box combo spell?
A thing that I don't remember us discussing a long time ago.
So this is the Feelings Box is where you put your feelings and you set the box on fire so that your feelings don't bother you anymore. So this is a combo spell where Coral puts up a wall of stone and then I add a wall of fire to the wall of stone so that it is awesome. Other option, Coral, is that we could just flat out trap one of these things inside of it. I think maybe that's what we should do. We should just bake it like a giant bread Cake.
I don't hate
What
it.
thing?
But if we're,
Okay.
I mean, that's trapping one versus keeping maybe 3 out.
No, I mean trapping one of the because we
Oh.
got 2 to work with. We were under the impression we had only one.
Right. And then bake one of those
There's
guys.
2, so we could stick one of
They
them.
don't move around a lot.
Right. Now they could break down your wall eventually, but it would do a lot of damage to them in the meantime. So I think I like that plan better because these things are going to find a way to save their queen bee or whatever this is.
Yeah, and if we're baking one of them, then they might be distracted trying to take the wall down and not killing us.
Exactly. I like the plan. Let's use the feelings box. It's time it got used. We discussed this like 2 freaking years ago.
So long ago.
Well, and it would act as a barrier while we deal with the one at the very back of the room. So we are killing one, essentially, with this fire rock wall combo. The others are going to rush forward, try to get through, save the little massive flesh, and we'll, beat the other one down.
Yeah, let's see. What's Wall of Stone? Wall of Stone is, how big could you make that thing?
I get 10 foot by 10 foot panels.
10 foot
6
by
inch
10
thick.
foot panels. You get 10 by 10 foot panels?
10 foot by 10 foot panels. 10 foot wide, 10 foot tall.
We'll place the spells once you're there.
I think you could, you may be able to do it completely.
We'll see.
Not sure. Okay. We'll see. I think it's a good idea. Coral, when you go in, you just decide the best thing to do. You completely trust your judgment on this. Once you see the madness we're looking at, you can just, if you want to do a wall, great. If you want to do the feelings box, also cool.
Figure it out.
Asta, you cool with this?
I'm cool with this. Now that I can bring Symphonia, I feel safe.
Tara, you cool with this?
Yes.
Are y'all ready to dance?
Yes.
I cast Fire Shield on myself before we leave. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
I cast Crown of Stars on myself, which I split between me and Symphonia.
Tara, are you doing anything before you teleport?
Yeah, Tara is ready to fight. She's amped. She has nothing. We're good.
Cool. Where are elf boys at?
Or girls.
Or girls. Yeah, sorry. My apologies. And also, what's the names and backstories and favorite dessert?
What?
How far away from retirement are they?
Yeah, what's the pension look like? What did they give us? The boys that checked out, like they're like the soldiers. One of them's like the female lieutenant, and her name is the Pimponia. And see, this is how IGM, Mike. You're taking it seriously. He's coming up with real names.
All right, so yeah, they bring 3 elven warriors. They're led by Ethlando Velfiel.
Oh shoot, I gotta write these down.
And then there's also Theodre and Terranath.
Those names are awesome. Look at Mike coming in the clutch.
So Ethlando shows up and says, "Hey, dudes, we're like fighting with you and stuff. I mean, fighting on your side, not fighting with you. You know what I mean? It's gonna be cool. Let's go."
I'm suspicious about this accent immediately. Are you Lavarian?
What? No, I'm... You think all elves look the same or something? That's so racist.
Well, I can't see you right now, so that's my defense.
I can't...
You sound a lot like him, is what my point was.
Dude, I'm an elf. I'm an elf, and I like Lavarian, you know?
Wait, all elves talk like this?
Well, not all of us, but a lot of us do, man. It's cool.
Oh, they're all taking on Lavarians like, oh no, shoot. What has happened?
He's a trendsetter.
Oh, yeah, he's really cool like that. I hope he
is
does.
really cool.
Okay. All right.
Right on, dude.
Y'all ready to bounce in?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go kick some posteriors of some spider people.
Awesome. All right, form up a circle, mates.
Oh, God.
Okay, so Zartok casts Teleport. So you're using Arcane Eye?
Yep.
You need to actually roll percentage to make sure you get there, Zartok.
Oh, right.
Now I'm looking at it.
Oh, you're looking at it. You're using the Arcane Eye, so you don't need to. Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's very familiar. You can see when you cast a spell. You still have to roll.
Oh, you still roll. Okay.
Yeah, you need to roll percentile.
Wow, that's a catch. That's a rule catch if I've ever seen one. So guys, we got a 75% chance of this working out just like we planned. And but a 25% chance of this Mike having to redo the whole map.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We got that going for us. D&D Beyond has failed us.
Do you want me to roll percentile for you?
There is not. No, we can't trust you.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. I see it. Sorry, I don't know what my shapes are. I'm rolling a D100. Oh my gosh.
Is that?
I have really bad news.
No, use your die, man. Use your die.
Is it
I
over?
have really, really bad news.
Perhaps we would like to use inspiration.
Do you have inspiration? I should have
don't
given
think
this.
Works for this.
So here's the okay, so here maybe it's not over depending on what Mike decides. I rolled a 17, which is off target, which means we could potentially be in a tough spot. However, Zartok, if he can, would use his hourglass we would end up in the wrong place, and then Zartok would rewind time and try again if Mike will let that happen.
I would let that happen. So here's what happens.
No.
You teleported about a mile.
Oh, God.
So roll 1d10 and then roll 1d10 again.
Yeah, maybe we like where we end up.
If everybody
1d10.
could get behind this other great old
6.
master, that would be great.
9.
Let's see. So you roll. So distance off target is 6 times 9, or 72% of the distance that was to be traveled. So you were going to be off target by about 3/4 of a mile, right? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, that's right.
God, that's so complicated.
Now roll a d8.
Why did this happen? Why? Why? I rolled a 3.
3. So you were going to be 3/4 of a mile off target to the east. So you appear your whole group appears right at the wall. Like just
That's
at
not
the
ideal.
wall as a group of Neogi and Umber Hulks is storming up the stairs to reinforce a section of the wall. And suddenly you appear amongst them. What does Zartok do?
Well, he would use his ability to go backwards in time by 1 round.
So you're going to try it again. Great. You rewind and try instead to do that again. Roll a percentile check again.
Let me mark that as used. You know what? This is going to suck when this happens again. I'm going to be so upset. I will cry. I will, after we sign off, I will literally go and cry. Okay, I'm rolling D100 again, everybody.
I believe in you.
I don't want to do it.
She might
now.
believe in you inspirationally.
Wait, can I inspire him, or is it happening
It's a D100 roll, so there's not really much you can do.
Eesh.
Unless Mike lets inspiration happen.
I don't know how
I don't
to apply
I don't know how that would
Just
work.
go ahead and
Just
roll.
Good luck.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 42, so we did it.
You do it.
Yay.
All right, so you disappear, reappear at the camp, and then it's though time just reversed itself, right? You all sort of rewind back to the camp. Zartok casts the spell again, and you appear inside this temple building.
Does anyone know, other than Zartok, that happened?
That's a good question.
Oh gosh, I
That's
don't
a
know.
good question.
Let's say nobody knows. Zartok's like, nobody saw that. Nobody knows what just happened. You're not a failure. You're not a failure. You're a good wizard.
Yeah, I feel like no one would know because only he's reversing time for himself, and so we're moving with the time.
That sucks to use that power for that, but whatever. It's better than the...
That would have been really bad.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
You would have been in the midst of a large, unfriendly army. That would have been bad.
Expendable people send to my southeast.
All right.
No reason.
Don't worry about
reason.
it. No big deal.
All right. You put the elves to your southeast. Where are you putting Terra?
Terra can go to my northeast. That's fine. Terra, sorry, it's going to be real nasty when you get there. I hope that's okay with you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Aster?
Aster can go to my north.
Yeah, that's fine for
Coral
me.
can take a west point
Oh
there.
my god!
Symphonia can take a northwestern
She can just be behind me,
position. And what are we missing? Is this was this last spot for my
That
buddy?
is disturbing.
Maybe?
Who's your buddy?
We discussed
I
the
don't
earth
know.
elemental,
Who
but
is we counting?
Oh, yeah. You were going to bring the earth elemental. I don't know.
maybe.
You got room for one more, but you've already... I think it's too late.
Well, we might find someone to rescue. So
leave
sure.
a space open.
yes, we might. Things might get. Yeah, whatever.
All right.
We're all right.
So you cast the spell and you all appear. I assume everyone is now there in Foundry, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
You appear inside this building, The formerly beautiful temple has now been stripped of everything potentially valuable. It is now simply an enormous empty space. As I said, it is 75 feet north to south, 50 feet east to west. There are now 2 Neogi, an Umbra Hulk, and 2 enormous mounds of lumpy flesh, each with a long neck, flailing around in agony. The flesh of the creatures bulges and pulses, and occasionally a dark liquid squirts or leaks from them.
Ugh.
Oh, gosh.
Gross.
So right now we're in the room with the great old ones, great old masters.
Can you see on the map?
Not the great old ones, please. No.
Yeah, I see 2 giant monsters. Those are great old masters.
That's them.
Ugh, they're so disgusting.
The Neogi and the Umbra Hulk are conspicuously keeping their distance from the creatures, and as soon as you appear, they snap their heads to look at you. You do, however, have everyone in the room off guard. You have caught them by surprise, which means we'll start the combat with surprise next time.
All right.
Yeah.
Be right back. 1 second. I'm sorry.
Oh no, Tara, I need you to make decisions. Don't leave me with these people.
I want to play more. Can we play more, please? I know we
I
can't.
wanted to hit something so
I'm
bad.
sorry, Ashley. That sucks.
I'm sorry.
I've got so many fun ideas.
Well, they have fun ideas too. That's the scary part.
That's the problem.